Hey there, this is Josiah Rule back again for What Are You Building? Part 3. So, we've talked about a few of the lessons I learned from 2014 when I took a year off of teaching to build my house. And the lessons that we've covered so far are lesson number 1. We are all in the building process. We're building for our future. Lesson number 2 was to have a good plan. So let's get to lesson number 3 that I learned from building my house. Lesson number 3 was to enjoy the building process. I'm going to be reading some of my notes here. So think about what inspires you. What are you passionate about? The reason you're building is very important. As you're pursuing your hopes and your dreams in life, don't forget to remember the reason behind what you're doing. When you're out there working so hard, it's very important to always remember the reason behind your hard work. Remember to follow the plan and also to change the plan when you need to. If the plan needs to be changed, get wisdom and advice for those who are qualified to give you wisdom and advice when you're making the changes. But don't be afraid to make the changes that are necessary. When I was building my house, we needed to make changes to the plans quite a few times, and sometimes it was pretty major to the whole design of the house. However, before we just went and changed things, we always consulted our engineer and the inspector. Why? Because we wanted to make sure our changes were both safe and that our changes were legal. And that's very important when you're building a house. It's also important to remember when you're building your life. You do need to be able to make changes, and you need to be willing to make those changes. But before you go and make big changes, get advice from the people that are qualified to give you advice. Those changes in life could include your choice of friends. It could just be a huge challenge that you're facing, or a monumental task that feels overwhelming. It could be a change in direction. But whatever it is, seek good advice, seek out wisdom. I'm telling you this because there will be times when you do need to make a change. And in 2 Timothy 1:7, which is one of my favorite Bible verses, it says, "For God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of self-control." Changes are often a wonderful part of life, and it's important to remember that every lasting innovation has to have a solid foundation. So that brings us to our next lesson that I learned, and that is to start with the foundation. Every house has to be built starting with a solid foundation. If your foundation is not well built, then it's almost guaranteed that your house is not going to last. We spent a lot of time, effort, and money to make sure we had a solid foundation and a firm foundation for our home. You are laying the foundation for your life with the beliefs and the principles that you live by. Everything you do in life is built on your beliefs and your principles. So ask yourself, what beliefs and principles am I building my life on? Each one of the beliefs that you develop should be based on the truth. If your life is built on a foundation of lies, your building will not survive. Jesus said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So I would challenge you to live free and continue to seek the truth. So now it's time for some feedback. I've been loving your feedback over the last couple days of me making these videos. And so here's my questions for you. First question is, what is a principle to live by that helps you enjoy the process of building your life? Or feel free to answer this question. What's your favorite quote about dealing with change? So I'd love to hear your answers to one or both of those questions. All right, until next time, go build your life on that solid foundation.